a murder-suicide out in Michigan, where this family, the father ended up killing 6 of his children and his wife, and then himself. Now, the only picture I could find of him right here, Chris, but it seems like there was a lot of things going on. She made some Reddit posts about her marriage. He was just fired. And it looks like she was most likely preparing for a divorce. So he decided to kill all his kids, kill her, kill himself, but not before setting the house on fire.
Now, on the west side of the state, the Ottawa County Sheriff confirms tonight that the deaths of a family of 8 are being investigated as a murder-suicide.
The husband suspected of killing his wife and 6 children, ranging in age from 5 to 15. Erica Erickson is here with us now. And Erica, this has left the community in total shock.
Oh, my goodness. Take a look at this family. Kimberly and Damon, so many in disbelief. Amanda, known as Mandy Karolkevich, and her 6 children all killed. Her husband, Christopher, is accused of shooting all of them before then turning the gun on himself. Her family says they simply cannot even express their devastation.
We treasured every moment we had with her and her 6 children, and words cannot adequately express our devastation. That's from the parents of 39-year-old Amanda Karolkevich, known to many as Mandy, the wife of 47-year-old Christopher, and mother to 6, ranging from just 5 to 15 years old, 2 of their children adopted. The suspicious fire at their home on Riverside Trail in Grand Haven Township now being called a murder-suicide. Friday morning, calls coming in about smoke, but
they were unable to locate an actual house fire. Looked around the area and couldn't track it to a specific house.
A couple hours later, first responders trying to put out the fire, but finding the entire family dead. Investigators now say Chris shot and killed his wife and children before turning the gun on himself. Several fires found throughout the home. Police say intentionally set after the killings. Family pets also dying from fire and smoke.
I feel sick. I feel terrible. I feel that this should never happen to anybody.
Mandy's parents telling Local 4 that Mandy was, quote, a kind and devoted soul who loved her family and her students. Mandy, an author and active on social media, sharing family photos and videos of her travels like this one.
Okay, the girls and I are in Shanghai.
Also a teacher at Grand Haven Public Schools. The school saying earlier this year that Mandy, quote, goes above and beyond, responding with empathy, patience, and care, and pours her heart into her work.
What could go through a father's mind to kill all his children? You know, sometimes it feels like they have this warped sense of need, or warped sense of pride, where they think that the kids will be better off, or the family will be better off if they were gone with him, which is a crazy thing to think about. 8 lives gone. 7. One, he was already, so he might have killed himself, but 7 other lives gone, and it could have been prevented. It's a tragic situation. Let's keep going.
Mandy's parents saying, quote, we pray for God's peace and comfort as we grieve their deaths and honor their lives.
Okay, right now, Michigan State Police arson investigators are working to determine how exactly that fire started. Meanwhile, Mandy's family has created a donation page for legal expenses. They also say money left over will go toward a scholarship in the children's memory.
It's a tragic situation. Let's get over into this next video and see what else it tells us.
I get to a really sad story out of Michigan about a man who's accused of killing his wife and 6 kids, then setting their home on fire before turning the gun on himself.
The father, who's believed to have been responsible for this, his name is Christopher Karolkevich. He was 47 years old, his wife 39 years old, and the children were ages 5 to 15. And they believe that it possibly happened Friday night going into Saturday. The timeline isn't exactly clear, but when neighbors spotted the fire, then they obviously called the fire department, and they discovered that the entire family, I mean, they were all shot inside. 4 of the children were the couple's biological children. Then they had 2 adopted kids, 11-year-old girls who had been adopted from China. But I mean, on the outside, this just looks like such a sweet family. And obviously, you know, there was something going on.
Now, that's always what we see with these situations from the outside. Everybody saying that it was just a good family. There was nothing peculiar, nothing going on. But behind closed doors, they were struggling. At least the father was struggling to make ends meet, struggling with his career, struggling with his marriage. I wonder if talking with somebody would have helped. But this is a tragic situation
That I'm sure, you know, friends, family will figure out in the coming days. But just a horrible, horrible story out of Michigan.
Hard to wrap your head around, hard to imagine. Something that's interesting, the fire department responded to the home a few hours before they actually realized there was a fire going on at the house, because people in the neighborhood reported they were smelling smoke, but when they got out there, they couldn't see anything.
Right.
And then a couple hours later is when they came out there because they actually saw smoke coming from the home. Investigators think the man set multiple fires within the
Unsuccessfully
house.
at first,
Yes.
and then eventually they took and the whole house was on fire. His wife Amanda was a substitute teacher and absolutely beloved within the community. She was a children's book author and an advocate for special needs children. The husband, it came out, according to local reports, had lost his job as the national vice president of sales and marketing at the American Heart Association. This was within the past few weeks or so. And there were also reports that his wife had at one point years ago posted to Reddit accusing her husband of having an affair with a younger intern. So again, there are these little tidbits of information coming out that, you know, may give us some sort of an idea of what went wrong and what happened. But again, just a horribly sad story out of Michigan.
horrible, sad story, like they said. But hopefully we get some idea on why he did it. Maybe we won't never know the reason. But let's get over into the AI breakdown, y'all, just to wrap up this situation to see what else we can figure out. But 8 people lost their lives. It's a tragic situation. So let's get over into it. So as we know, the sheriff's office ruled that the family of 8 found dead inside of a burning home on July 24th in Michigan was the result of murder-suicide. So the investigators concluded that 47-year-old Christopher shot his wife and 6 children before turning the gun on himself. The victims, his wife Mandy, 39, and their 6 children, 4 boys and 2 girls, ages 5 to 15, all died of gunshot wounds. The police determined that several fires were intentionally set on the first floor and the basement after the murder took place. The family's pets also perished in the blaze. He didn't even let the pets go. While no suicide note was found, former employee of the American Heart Association confirmed that Christopher remote sales employment had ended in early July 2026. Now, I did want to see if there was any more details. So the local media reports goes deeper on the family dynamics. So as we know, there were 4 biological children and 2 adopted. The ages were 15, 12, 11, 5, and the 2 daughters were ages 11. So the investigators believe that the killing actually began late Thursday. Ballistics and forensic evidence confirmed that a licensed handgun found at the scene belonging to Christopher, and no one else fired a weapon. Neighbors initially reported the smell of smoke early Friday, but they didn't find the fire. Media investigations revealed that Amanda's public Reddit post from 2024 revealed that the couple was experiencing severe marital issues and in counseling. In her post, Amanda wrote that Christopher became highly frustrated with the marriage counseling and was so sensitive to correction. She also shared feelings of stretched way too thin and on the brink, trying to manage a household with 6 children after an unexpected 6th pregnancy. It was all too much. He killed his unborn child. It's a tragic situation, y'all, but it sounds like our thoughts at the beginning were right. She was stretched too thin, on the brink. Most likely talked about getting a divorce. And that added on to with him just losing his job was too much for him. And it's a tragic situation, but it seems like he thought that the only way out was to kill his children and himself, which I can never understand why someone would think that. Why would someone think that their family would be better off if they were all dead? Now, if you are feeling any suicidal thoughts, I always suggest go get counseling. Go talk to somebody about it. But why in your right mind would you think that killing your family would make it somehow a little better? I mean, maybe they don't think that, but you can never know what's going through their mind as somebody who's gotten to the point where they're even considering killing their entire family and then killing themselves. 8 people lost their lives. 7 more than if he would have just took his own life. Of course, people would have still been tragically crying, but 7 other people wouldn't have lost their lives. It's a tragic situation, y'all. Let me know your thoughts and let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Absolutely crazy.